Good afternoon from a sunny, sultry La Genevois on this September evening. And I hope that you've all had a very good week. So I've had a good week because I'm back in my classroom, but I've also had a quite challenging and frustrating week. Yes, because see, this week, the gods of internet and technology have been throwing curveballs at me. So if you throw curveballs at someone, it means that you make their life a little bit more complicated. You put obstacles in front of them and things are a bit more difficult to get done. And that pretty much sums up my week. This expression comes, I think, from baseball or cricket, but I'm not sure which one. Probably depends which side of the Atlantic you're looking at it from. Anyway, so as I said, this week I was very challenged by technology, and I think that I'm not bad. I've got quite a bit of computer savvy. So if you've got computer savvy or tech savvy, it means you've got quite a bit of knowledge about computers and technology. Those of you who followed my classes on Discord at the beginning are not allowed to laugh at that sentence because, I'm pretty good at most things, but not gaming platforms. Anyway. So this week I would go into school, switch on my computer, and then I would enter my username and my password, and I would log in to my session. And this would normally work. So the difference between log in and log on is that when you log in, you have to put in your identity to go on to a specific platform. Whereas when you log on to something, you simply visit a website. Anyway, so I would log in, open my session, and then 20 minutes later, when I wanted to log on to YouTube or onto some other site with some pictures that I needed for my class, well, internet would have crashed. So when this happens, I go into a panic and basically I call the IT team, the IT support team, who then come and save me. This week, however, sometimes it has been so dire, which means bad, that I have ended up with internet and nothing else, which means that I had absolutely no software. So software programs like VLC, Media Editor, Microsoft Word, which means that I was unable to show any of my documents or my pictures to my students. So, I felt like I had traveled back in time and I was teaching in the 1980s, which would have been fine because there was no COVID, so I wouldn't have had a mask on and we would have all been able to be free. But seriously, I need technology. I'm not prepared. I don't have, paper documents to give students. Anyway, but the most challenging day of my week was when I went to the language laboratory. So I had planned my lesson very carefully, knowing that internet was trying to destroy me. So I had downloaded all my documents onto my USB flash drive. So download is when you take something off internet and you put it on to your USB flash drive or your computer. But when I got into the language laboratory, all of the computers were unplugged. That means they were not plugged into the wall, getting no electricity. But I thought this was no problem. My students are so clever, they can just plug in the computers and, connect the hard drive, which is that big tower thing, the brain of the computer, to the screen and the mouse and the keyboard, and everything would work. But this is 2020. So when they had done all that and they switched the computers on, we realized that the computers had not yet been set up for the new school year. So nobody could log in and we could do no work on those computers. But I dealt with that just fine. I'm learning to, overcome these obstacles and just whack that curveball back into the stadium. So as I said, the IT support team are really the guys who hold things together at Kupran and in most schools and businesses in this day and age. And I just wanted to say thank you to them because really they have come to my rescue so many times, not only this week, but in the time that I've been teaching. Anyway, I am now going to go and upload this video onto YouTube. So upload is when you put something on to a platform or a website. And I hope that you have a lovely weekend because the weather is going to be balmy, which doesn't mean crazy. It means hot and sticky and sweaty. But that's perfect for weekends. Not so good for Monday in the classroom, but great for the weekend. And I will see you next week.